And one thing that I see here in the United States market, as far as the wine sales, we don't see a lot of Hungarian Romanian wines on our shelves. Maybe a little more on the East Coast,
Mm.
maybe in the Northeast, a little bit more. But like here on the West Coast in California, very rarely do you ever see anything. And I have my own reasons for why I think that is. Do you have any idea as to what the difficulties are for Hungarian Romanian wines to enter the United States?
I'm very curious about your reasons, but I will tell you my ideas. I'm not sure if these are the exact reasons, but I think one of the reasons is definitely the quantity issue, especially for Hungary. In like global terms, there is a very low quantity of wine made each year, so it's very hard for wineries to reach export, to reach like the US, which is a huge, the greatest wine market. Also, the size of the wineries, lots of small wineries, very small wineries, and for them it's especially hard to get exported, so a lot of wine is consumed internally in the country and in Europe, inside the EU, which is thanks to the EU, it's pretty easy to export into other EU countries, but outside of the EU it's pretty hard. And also, I think it's a little bit on us as well. The Hungarian marketing is not, wine marketing is not at its best right now. That's one of my goals to improve. That's one of the flagship ideas of Wine Inspires, to bring some more light on Hungarian grape varieties. And another thing is that I think the Hungarian wine market focused too much on the Tokaj wine, on the Tokayasu, on the Tokaj sweet wines, which is not a bad thing. It's a fantastic wine. I think it's the one of the most interesting wines in the world. But I think in the international market, they created this one-dimensional idea about Hungarian wine, and lots of people only think about these sweet wines, which obviously we all know that sweet, like very sweet desert wines, selling in lower quantities, they require special occasions, special foods, so they can't really build the wine industry on that. And all the other wine regions of Hungary, we have beautiful dry white wines in the Balaton region. Also from Tokaj, one of my favorite wines is the dry Furmint from Tokaj, from the same grape variety as the Tokayasu, but vinified in a dry style. In the southern part of Hungary, we have Villain with fantastic red vines. So I think we have great potential, but we have to communicate it better. So these are the three things I would say that the reason why you can't really see so many Hungarian wines in California.
I think you bring up some really good nuance points in there as well that I hadn't thought about. And I think they're all sound. They all make sense. But one thing I was thinking was that Hungary has been pigeonholed with Tokai. That was, as you mentioned, that was kind of. I think that's been a major issue, and now, relate it to kind of an evolving region or country that's now importing wines to the U.S. And I could look at Greece, right, or Morocco, and I'm seeing more and more of those wines start to come into the
Hmm.
U.S. market, and some of them are absolutely amazing, but they're they have diversity amongst what they produce,
Yeah.
and I think that's a great point with Tokai being kind of like this is what Hungary does, but nobody wants to look at all the other items that or varieties that Hungary can do well. And then I also think that there's the barrier to entry when you have like the competition of Italy, France, Spain, and they've got really deep pockets, and they also that pushes more marketing, and you're not just pigeonholed to producing and selling Tokai in the United States. You're kind of also blocked out from being a major
Yeah.
contender or potential major contender, because I mean, Furmint I think is one that is the only dry wine I've had out of Hungary. I'd love to try more,
Okay.
but yeah. So that's that's interesting. I think that there's still an opportunity there. I mean, I think absolutely. If you can do more, then great.
Okay.
How many bottles are you producing right now?
Around 10,000.
Okay. And mostly sold just
in the region right now, yeah, but we are working actually right now with on some infrastructure upgrades, and we are preparing to export probably from next year, but definitely from 2026 into the EU and EU countries, and after that to the whole world. But that's a longer story, so don't let's not get ahead of us.
Well, hey, you've got your teeth into the politics to some degree, so maybe you can have convince them to put a little more gas on the fire of marketing Hungarian Romanian wines, man. It's like
yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching this video. You can watch the full podcast episode by clicking here, or watch another interesting video by clicking here. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section, and see you in the next one.